Now they've got the Republican candidates have a new target on their list, Ben Carson. Is it going to be easier to try to take down Ben than it was to take down Donald Trump?
Well, I don't think anybody's saying that anybody took down Donald Trump yet. There's been a national poll that says that he's trailing Ben Carson, and he's definitely trailing him in Iowa. We've seen 3 or 4 polls that have shown that. So, but Ben Carson is the new darling of the race, as some might say. He's leading in Iowa, and he's the tougher target than Trump because of his demeanor. Everybody says they like him because he's so soft-spoken, because he's a little bit more, he's less rambunctious, let's say, than a Donald Trump, and people like that. But it's harder to attack someone like that when they're calmer, when they're a little bit more reserved. We'll see. We don't know yet. He's only been, out ahead in these national polls for, only a couple days. That's
right. I mean, so it's still in the early days of his lead, Steve. Now, some of those who are lagging behind, and in particular Jeb Bush, boy, is he disappointing some of his backers. I mean, some have said to me, this debate is going to be key, right? It's going to show whether or not he can really survive and thrive here. I mean, what is Jeb Bush going to have to do?
Jeb Bush has everyone watching him. He's probably got the most on the line right now. He's going to have to show that he not only wants the presidency, but he's willing to fight for it. And I think we're going to see that with a lot of candidates, including Trump. Look, Trump doesn't like to lose. He said in Iowa last night, he was kind of chiding some of the voters, some of his supporters there. He said, "What are you doing? My numbers are down here. I'm not going to talk to you again if you don't bring my numbers up." It was a little bit petulant, but it was also just like classic Trump. And we'll see a lot of that, I think, in this debate. Trump doesn't like to lose, and he's going to do anything he can not to fall more in the polls.
Well, at least he seems like a winner, though, when it comes to the size of these green rooms these candidates have. So Trump, look at his, Steve, you can't see it, but our viewers can. The green room he's got, it's palatial, a big screen television. It looks like, plush chairs. Apparently Rand Paul, who we know is in the single digits here, his green room looks like it's in some sort of locker room or like a bathroom stall or something like that. And apparently Rand Paul's campaign made a big fuss about that. Do we know what the result was, Steve?
I think it's been rectified. I think it's been fixed. But yes, they weren't happy about that. And there were a couple campaigns, including Chris Christie's, who weren't happy about it either. I think this shows sort of the dynamic of what we're going to see on the stage. You have Trump being treated kind of like a king. Marco Rubio had this big theater as his green room. And there are a couple other candidates who are, trailing in the polls, a little less in the limelight, who kind of got a little bit of the secondary green room space. And what I think that says about the debate is this. You're going to see everybody fighting for time. You're going to see everybody fighting for respect, for attention, for everything. And I think we should watch these candidates, the Rand Pauls, the Chris Christies, those that don't feel like they're getting the just deserve. They're going to fight for time, even if they're not called on. And we'll see a little bit of fireworks because of that.